Depth tonight on the new coronavirus numbers, and now leaders in cities and states across the U.S. have implemented restrictions on business and travel and leisure activities during the pandemic. But a handful of elected leaders, including those seen here, have skirted their own coronavirus rules. Some even contracted the virus after attending larger gatherings than permitted. News Nation's Rudabeh Shabazi explains what these politicians did and said after being called out.
Marnie, their messaging has been clear. Wear a mask, stay 6 feet apart, and most importantly, stay home. But more and more politicians seem to be flouting their own guidance and orders, creating a political problem for some of the most vocal leaders in the fight to contain the coronavirus. Most nights, Austin Mayor Steve Adler updates residents on the coronavirus pandemic from his home office.
This is not the time to relax.
November 9th looked different. In a pre-recorded video from his family's timeshare in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, Adler urged Austinites to stay home.
We may have to close things down if we're not careful.
Adler now says he regrets traveling by private plane with his family to Mexico after his daughter's outdoor wedding.
I'm sorry I took that trip. It was a lapse in judgment, and I want you to know that I apologize.
Also in Texas, Williamson County Judge Bill Gravel pleaded guilty to violating his own stay-at-home order. He'll pay a $1,000 fine.
I made a bad mistake.
In California, Governor Gavin Newsom apologizing for attending a birthday party at the high-end French Laundry restaurant in wine country, as his administration asked Californians to do the opposite. At least a dozen people from different households were at the dinner.
Well, I want to apologize to you because I need to preach and practice, not just preach and not practice.
And then the next day, San Francisco Mayor London Breed attended a gathering at the same restaurant with 8 people, while the rule in her own city only allowed for 6. San Jose Mayor Sam Liccardo apologized for violating state health orders by attending dinner at his parents' home after urging his Twitter followers to cancel big Thanksgiving gatherings the day before.
COVID-19 is surging across the entire country at an alarming pace.
And in Denver, Mayor Michael Hancock urging people to change their Thanksgiving plans, including in a letter to city employees, asking them not to travel if they didn't have to.
We're going to be doing a Zoom so that we can at least see each other on Thanksgiving.
But then flying to Houston and on to Mississippi, where he spent Thanksgiving with his wife and daughter. In Missouri, a state senator and staff member tested positive for COVID-19 after a GOP Senate retreat last month that appears to have violated basic safety measures put forward by Governor Mike Parson's own administration. Photos posted by the governor show at least 15 people sitting around tables, most of them not wearing masks, and none of them 6 feet apart. The meeting took place during what was the worst period of new cases and hospitalizations since March. And it should also be noted at the federal level, dozens of members of the Trump administration have flouted their own government's guidelines, often going without masks, gathering in large events, and refusing to socially distance despite clear CDC guidelines to do the opposite.